What up? What up? What up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Ravens Roundup. We got the whole crew in this thing today. We six deep, like what roll on six wheels? One of them all-purpose ATVs. We strong today. We got the whole crew in the building. What's good, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Good yourself?
Good, man. Great.
Doing great.
How was the weekend? You know, we had draft weekend. You know, it's a marathon on that draft. Whether you're a football junkie or not, you peep in and you peep out, and some of us kind of stay locked in for the whole weekend and whatnot. So we're gonna talk a few draft things. So how much of the draft? Not the draft. I keep saying draft. Combine. How much hours did you put in?
Hours.
Yeah, hours.
I gave hundreds of thousands of seconds. Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I got a bunch of hours because I was making a spreadsheet, just typing and watching because I wanted a bunch of information at my fingertips. I didn't want to have to go look it up when I needed it. So I was kind of filling out a spreadsheet as I went.
Yeah, to be honest, Coach, I was just waiting on you and Chris to do y'all evals. To be honest,
You said that sounds like a winner. Everybody else need to be like him though.
right?
Sound like a winner.
I was set to watch it.
Go ahead.
I was set to watch it, but B's been telling me about this show on Netflix, Brother's Son.
Who?
Brother's Son. The Brother's Son. Brother Soon. Right.
Soon.
So I was like, man, let me go ahead and just start. Let me check this out. Right. Watch the first episode. Excellent show. Excellent show. So I went binge crazy just to find out that the show gets canceled. They canceled.
Canceled?
Yes.
Canceled it?
I wasted my time. I should have watched them 40 times. It's an excellent show though. Check it out.
Netflix don't know what they're doing.
I think Chris said he was able to go. Chris said I was able to go to the combine Saturday.
Talk about me.
And it was crazy to see Word to break the record live. Well, it's cool, Chris.
Nice.
I know watching it here and right, I was actually sitting in the same seat, and when he did it, my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped.
You look like you could have ran a little faster too.
It didn't look. He was so relaxed. But
Yeah.
the guys that run relaxed like that, they run the fastest.
Yeah.
They run.
Yeah,
the fastest.
on my watch, I have 415
Yeah, when you had your stopwatch out.
like this, like Charlie Casserly.
He sticks it out like you gotta get it closer.
Hey, when they gonna bring Mayock back, man?
They need to. It should have happened a few seasons ago.
I thought he was gonna go right back after he got fired.
They need to, man. I mean, I don't really like Daniel Jeremiah, but I like Mike Mayock. He's great at it.
That was his thing. That was his thing.
Mayock wasn't a part of the coverage. I thought I heard
He ain't been a part of the coverage since he took the Raiders job.
since he showed everybody that he's not actually good at drafting.
Right. Hey, before we get started, man, we got a few questions we can go through, but I want to say this, and I think most of you guys are kind of around my age. I grew up a football like junkie, and so I didn't grow up in the city. I grew up in the country, so I started off with 4 channels: ABC, NBC, CBS, and then the PBS channel. So when I finally got ESPN and was able to see football stuff, one of the voices that resonated with me was Chris Mortensen. So by the time like ESPN kind of took off, the Mort Report was one of the things I look forward to listening to and getting football knowledge from, and hearing his voice and his knowledge and just talk about different things in the league. So I kind of grew up with the Mort Report and all the different things he did with ESPN. So salute to Chris Mortensen for all that he did in my upbringing in football. Sad day for him to pass like that, and to see the way he affected Daniel Jeremiah kind of pulled a tear from me to hear him try to stay focused on stream like that. And really just made me think about like life, really, because all the voices that we grew up with and the guys that really like the Madden, the Mortons, all these guys that we grew up on football wise, man, we got to cherish some of these things because we're getting older, and so we got to cherish these moments and make sure we stay in the moment and not take them for granted and Just be wild. I know this really don't have nothing to do with what we here for, but and I really wasn't going to even talk about this, but my Twitter's up and there's a picture of him right to my left. So that's what I think about it. And so shout out to Mort, and I think he had a son and his wife, and I just appreciate what Mort did for my football content and with my football knowledge and how he got me wanting to know more about the game and actually learn about the game and actually what he did at ESPN is kind of what we all doing here. It's talking about football. We just got a platform to do it on YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that. He just happened to do it on TV. So, shout out to Mort and what he did for all of us. And, people like the younger people, if you probably 25 or younger, you probably don't know much about Mort. But if you 35 and up, Mort was the guy.
The original insider.
Right. The original. He was Shefty before Shefty.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my little soapbox thing. If y'all got a message about Mort, go ahead and get it out. Or if not, we'll get on to what we got to get into.
He's a big impact on me. I mean, my mom named me after him. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Chris.
You know they call Chris Mort in the streets.
Right. Mort just be joking.
So we got a few questions today, and we're gonna start off with them. Before we get started, I'm so glad that I ain't got to hear this man's name no more. So glad. Mike Evans got the bag.
Is that what that tweet was about?
I ain't got to hear his name no more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I ain't got to hear his name no more. Salute, Jose. I'm about through with mine. Sorry.
Okay. Salute everybody. Get you one of these.
I ain't got to hear
Patreon.com/sip2tally. That's how you.
And everybody Patreon. Everybody mine's say patreon.com/sip2tally. You get your you go to the gunslinger tier, you get your purple Kool-Aid chalice. Matter of fact, I got one to send out. I'm glad you did. I got one I got to send out. I'm gonna get that sent out tomorrow. I got one I got to send out. I'm glad you reminded me. And everybody else got one too. You got patreon.com/LBHT, patreon.com/ Mike, what's yours?
OTR Mike.
OTR Mike. Because I actually got your keychain on my. I finally put it on my keys. I finally put it on my keys. And so I got that working. And patreon.com/rollpod. So I got everybody taken care of. Now we can get started. I'm sorry. Chris had me flustered. I'm good now. I'm situated. All right, this is the first question. Name two guys that made money at the combine this weekend. And I don't mean like the top guys, because we know Caleb's probably going number one. I mean two guys that because of their performance, they went up in their draft status. And I'll let you guys go first. I got two guys in mind, but I'll save mine for last. That way, if I have to pivot, I'll pivot because I'm pretty sure I watch more because Hendo watched hundreds and hundreds of thousands of seconds, and I watched hours upon hours. So I'll save mine for last because I can pivot.
Well, we all agree that one guy that ran the 4.2 Worthy.
Xavier Worthy. Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to ask you guys before the show started, where is he projected to be drafted? Before that 40, because now it's first round pick.
Third-ish.
Okay. Now you're going to be in the first round.
I had him second-ish.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
You doubt what, Coach?
He in the first.
You saw what happened with John Ross?
I still doubt it in the first.
I think he's definitely first round. That's how Matt Jones got into the first round.
Yeah.
Remember Matt Jones?
First. That's just me though. I just doubt
that goes back to what you're saying, because like all those guys that we grew up with, right? Like, because Al Davis ain't here no more. And
right.
Al Davis was here.
Now, if Al was here,
he'd be going number one.
Number one.
So
I'm surprised he's not doing
your guy?
Thriller dance right now.
I think him.
To make that pick.
Yeah, and Chop Robinson
from Penn State.
I mean, he was already a first round pick. I think he was projected to be a first round pick, but he ran like a 4.440, a 4.42 or something like that. People love their 40s, man. I told you 40 times changed the hearts and minds of like the most staunch evaluators, man. Like I think you already are thought highly of, or you put on some good tape, and then you run a 40 time that kind of blows people's expectations out the water, that's gonna raise your stock.
I would say one for me was Lad McConkey. I know he was projected to go, in that second round, late first, possibly, maybe early to mid second round. But he ran faster than I thought he would run, and he looks smooth, out there in the catching drills and running his routes and everything. So I think he really kind of solidified himself. I think if he's there at 33, that could be the pick for Carolina. But also this other Tanner Bortolini, the center out of Wisconsin, and this is based solely on. I had mentioned this, I believe, on the show with Hendo before. I don't know if you follow Josh Norris; he covers the draft a lot, but he has a list of offensive linemen who have run a sub 4.47 the shuttle, and basically all those guys who are sub 4.47 have been starters in the league. And not that they're all great, but they all have been, starters for various amounts of time. He ran a 4.28. So I think that's somebody, and Carolina has been talking about possibly moving on from Bradley Bozeman, kind of reconfiguring their interior line. I'm not sure where he's projected to go, but I think that's somebody maybe they could be looking at there.
Panther legend Bradley Bozeman.
That's right.
That guy.
That's right.
Certainly that guy.
Man, I was gonna say Lad McConkey.
That's too bad.
Who was Ozzie Newsom's last draft pick ever?
Zayler?
Is that Seiler?
Zach Seiler. Yes, he was. And it's a clone. Braden Fisk, FSU. I think
that's a good one, Hendo.
I think him being 300 pounds, running at 4.78 40 and at 4.38 20 yard shuttle. Plus, he did some things where he was practicing with one team and then he had to switch sides, and he's just like, hey, I'm gonna do what I need to do. Plus, he showed up at the end of the season for Florida State. I think he's one guy that is actually raising his stock. And with Zach Seiler looking the way he looked, being a 7th-round pick, I think he made himself some money. But also, somehow you start off high and you just keep going higher. One guy that's now projected to be top 5, top 3, JJ McCarthy.
You think it's up?
What?
Oh,
yeah, he was
gonna
be my answer to the next question.
Right.
But no, I hear what Hendo's saying, because he didn't do well, but after the combine, everybody was pumping him up. Oh, I saw one guy responded to tons of people who were like, yo, he didn't throw the ball well at all, and they're like, oh, he showed his arm strength.
He wasn't afraid to come to the combine and compete.
And he did great in the interviews.
I'm telling you, they projected. Last one I saw, he was projected going 3 to the Patriots.
3 overall.
Well, I saw one of our insiders, Chris just joking, say that the Broncos really won him. And I believe
that's not what I said.
But
say what I said. Say exactly
the new Mort report.
So what did you say, Chris?
I said Sean Payton creaming in his panties for JJ McCarthy.
And they got rid of Russ today.
Yeah, they did.
To pause the question for a second, these sapsuckers got $85 million in dead money. That's to get rid of Russ.
Just don't let people tell you that shit even matters. Like if the cap really, really mattered and it wasn't something they could work around, there's no way they're taking an $85 million hit.
Right.
More reason that the cap is capped.
Exactly.
We've been saying it for years.
Russ was a part of the greatest firing of all time. Listen, you firing me and you paying me my salary still. All right, cool. Like you got to pay me regardless.
Okay.
You sure? Look, man, I could have left yesterday, man. I don't want to cause no problems. I got my own flight. Don't even worry about it. I'm good.
All this stuff, keep it.
Yeah,
let's throw it away.
So,
I don't need it.
But here's the big
that's the type of fire. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The biggest misconception is people put in the chat. That's that Walmart money. That's NFL money.
Yes.
That's money allotted to the
players'
teams. That's allotted to the teams. It ain't got nothing to do with the owners. This is money coming from the NFL pot. So that means all teams technically could have done it, even though it's not good business. So yeah, it's not Walmart money.
That's the players' money in particular. The teams are just able to manipulate it. That salary cap comes from the players' cut. So, you know, they talk about, oh, they can't afford it. It ain't their money to afford it. It's the players.
Mm-hmm.
And just to remind people, because I'm gonna be honest, it's because it makes me feel a little bit better. But they traded 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a fifth, and 3 players for Russell Wilson 2 years ago.
It makes you feel better.
Well, he was already on the downswing.
Yeah,
man, that's the type of fireman that would you would never see me play again. I mean, I got $85 million coming to me. I could just sit at home, chill with Sierra. Nah, I'm good.
Right.
And then they traded first and a second for Sean Payton.
I don't know how athletes. Salute to every athlete
that keep going.
That is still motivated to play after they get a big contract. Let me get $5 million in my bank account.
Hey, as I don't know who I don't know if I was talking to. I can remember who I was talking to, but you need that FU money.
Yeah,
you need enough money to say FU.
Yeah,
that's when they hit that account. You need enough to say FU.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Jose,
so Carson Palmer told the Bengals
training camp. I'll do training camp.
hey Jose, unlike you, I'm signing with my next team for $1. Because whatever he signs for this year, that money comes out of the $39 million that Denver owes him. So I'm signing to my new team for $1.
You know who did something like that, Hendo? And you ain't gonna like it.
Who's that?
Taggart. He took a lowball contract with FAU, so Florida State would need to pay him.
It depends on how the contract's written, because Matt Rule tried to do that too. He got lower salaries in his first several years in Nebraska, like an escalating salary because Carolina was still paying him. Carolina sued his ass.
Okay, let's get back on track. We done went way left. I think me.
That's how we went Mike. 8 hours last week.
Right.
So look, I watched even less time as my man Hendo did. But
I know you've seen some snippets or something though.
Oh yeah, of course. So like what I do is, I keyed in on like snippets of some local cats, the Maryland guys, right? The Terps, So those are my guys that's gonna make some money. Okay. I got 2 to 3 guys, right? That's gonna make some money from the University of Maryland. And that's just because look, if they get drafted, they made money. Right. So that, we don't, outside of the big names, the Diggs and stuff like that, we don't have too many big name draft picks out of there. But one being I think his name is Gottlieb Ayedeze.
What do you play?
Something like that. O-line is 6.
Gottlieb is his first name.
Gottlieb is his first name.
Right.
Listen, and that's
a creative player.
I think 6'4", 300, 6'4", 305 or so. Ran a 5.1. I think it was a 5 flat, basically a 5 flat 40. I think. And this kid was a Division III player. He started at Frostburg and transferred to Maryland. So I think he just made himself a little bit of money. My second player is Bo Braid. Okay, Bo Braid is actually a local kid from the same county where Jose and I reside and attended high school.
Where'd he go?
He went to River Hill.
Man, River Hill put out some players, man.
Yeah, so he plays safety. Not sure what his numbers were, but all the write-ups about him appear to look that he will go somewhere between the 5th round, 5 and 7, which would be good, man, for a local kid like that. So we are part of a small county. It's about 13 high schools. So anytime you get somebody out of this area, that's a big thing for this area. So I think these guys made themselves some money this weekend. And then honorable mention, Tarheeb Still.
I remember that name.
Yeah, corner. 40 time was a little iffy. I think it was 4 or 5-ish. But I think big kid, big body corner. Basically a 4-year starter at Maryland. So I think he'll make somebody's team.
And a little fun fact: Michael Campanero,
Oh gosh,
a fan favorite
Went to
around
the
these
same
parts,
high school.
also went to River Hill. Yep.
And Kevin Johnson. I don't know if y'all remember Kevin Johnson, who got drafted by the Texans in the first round. I think he out of Wake Forest. He went to the same school.
Campanero from Wake too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit, Kevin Johnson. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Chris?
I liked him. I liked him too. I'm gonna go defense. I'm gonna say Quinyon Mitchell made himself a lot of money this week.
Toledo, right?
Yeah, from Toledo. I think he has a chance to be the first cornerback taken. Obviously, coming out of Toledo, there's always going to be, are you athletic, and the competition you face. He went to the Senior Bowl, shut it down on the Senior Bowl. He went to the Combine and put up damn near elite numbers in every category. So, and then also, the production is not just he's shutting down one side of the field. He can also take the ball away and be a playmaker. So, I think he might have, tested and played himself into the top 15 and possibly the first cornerback taken. And then the second guy is Byron Murphy II, out of Texas.
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. He's a guy, 6'6.5", almost 300 pounds, ran a 4.87 at that size. And he not only did that, 33 on the vert, 28 reps on the bench press, and it's not just gym strong. The dude is on the field football strong too. In my opinion, he's the best interior defensive lineman, and I think with his testing, I think he solidified that this week, because it was between him and Jerzon Newton, and in my opinion, you look on the field, you look at the testing, and I think Byron Murphy just blew it out the water.
All right. For me, I had a couple ways I can go. But for the two guys I'm gonna go with, one is the guy that me and Chris have been really high on, and we already thought he would be right around pick 30. I think because of the combine and the way he showed out, 30 is a pipe dream now, and that's Troy Fatnu. I don't think there's no way in hell he's gonna be there at pick 30 now. The way he moved, the way he ran, the way he showed, like the way he can move in space and whatnot, ain't no way he gonna be there at pick 30.
The dude that was running like a tight end
from Washington, possibly, yeah. And there's some other tackles like that. This tackle class is really deep, and he can play either one.
He said it'd be an honor to block for Lamar Jackson.
Yep, he did say that. And the second one, I wasn't gonna say this guy, but since Mike went local, I'm gonna go local. Terrion Arnold, the cornerback from Alabama. Now, I thought, when he was in high school here, he went to a private school. He went to JP2, and I knew he was good, but I didn't think he was. When he signed with Alabama, I'm like, is this kid really this good? Like, because he went to the private school, and I was like, I ain't knocking, but I just didn't realize he was that good. Then his first couple of years there, he didn't, he played a little bit, but didn't do too much. And this year, he was a MFD, last word dog. And I was like, man, and he showed out on tape, like his own tape, that he can do during that anything. Now his 40 time wasn't the greatest, but all them drills and ball skills and all that stuff, awesome. So I'm gonna go Terrion Arnold and Troy Fatnu, that and they were already first round guys, but I think every slot you go up in the first round, you make more money. So I think they made more money. And it's some other ways I can go, like Summer, what's his name, Chris? Summer from BYU. Kingsley made some money. Our boy Talisi made some money. It's a bunch of old linemen that made some money. Even the guard from UConn made some money.
Damn near every old lineman made money.
The old lineman Sunday, them cats put on the show yesterday. They put on the show with their movement, being able to move. And if you need old linemen and you pick 20 and up, you better get them. You better get them because they there. They are there for the take. Let's switch it and see who lost money. Who had a bad, if I can find my mouse, who had a bad situation. That one person who lost money during the combine this weekend.
Well, I was gonna say JJ McCarthy because I thought he didn't look good at all. But
I would be with you.
I didn't think he was good coming into this, and he's already, getting talked about in the first round. And like Endo said, that they were hyping up that garbage performance afterwards. So I'm gonna go with Bo Nix instead. Bo, I think he could have thrown his way into the first round. What I've heard is maybe early second, but late first, early second for him. And I think he could have improved on that. And he did kind of Bo Nix thing, so it's probably not going to happen for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kalen King, cornerback from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably like most top 3 when you look at lists coming into the season. He had a really good sophomore year. Then he came in this year and kind of struggled a little bit. Senior Bowl, he was terrible. Then, he comes into the combine and he ran what the hell was it? What the hell did he run? I forgot what the hell he ran. It was slow. Let's put it like that for a cornerback, a small cornerback at that. So, I think he's somebody that cost himself, really, really a lot of money because we were talking about him as like a first round pick. And now he might be 3rd, 4th, 5th at this point. So, I think he cost himself a lot of money.
Speaking of Penn State, I heard y'all talk about this offensive tackle. Was it Fashanu?
Olu?
Yeah, that dude. But I'm not gonna pick him. He didn't have his bad. He's not gonna. He didn't have his. He may have lost himself some money, but my pick is gonna be somebody that was kind of projected to go to the Ravens, and that's Darius Robinson, the edge from Missouri. He ran a 4.9. He ran a 4.95 40, and not 40 times on everything. But to me personally, from the little bit that I saw, he looked pretty awkward in doing them drills. Like he didn't look comfortable at all doing drills. So it's like, did you let the moment get too big for you, or are you just not as athletic as we thought you were? So for me, I think he lost himself a little bit of money this go around.
For me, I got 2 guys, and unfortunately, they play the same position and they from the same school. Both Miami safeties. They were, when you look at the testing scores, they were at the bottom or right at the. They were either last or at the bottom in almost every testing category. They had good tape, decent tape. When they came out to like run the 40, when they had to jump, when they verticals and bras and all that, they were horrible. And the drills weren't the greatest. They probably should stay their butt in school for another year. Both safeties from Miami looked bad, and I think probably would have benefited from staying in Miami and getting some more NIL money because they didn't look good. Now their tape may get them 3rd, 4th round, but as far as their testing did not look good. And it's James, I forget their name slipped. James Williams and
Cameron
I forget
Kitchens.
the others. Cameron Kitchens, yes, both of them. Their testing was very, very, very bad. Let's see what Jerry got for us. Before you go, Jose, he said Jerry says great athletes in this year's draft, but if we are looking for a pass rusher in the later rounds, Sundada Anderson, edge from Grambling, will be there available. He beats our Oway. It won't take much. Appreciate the team. Go ahead.
I mean, I think he's going to lose a little money. He's still going to be a first rounder. I think he's going to be a very good wide receiver. But I say Keon Coleman. Look, man, you run a 4.6 40. That
Did you see the drills?
But he ran over 20 yards in the drills though.
Yeah,
so
you see them drills?
Yeah. Look. As I say, he lost a little money.
But he cost himself some money.
He lost I ain't gonna lie, he did. I ain't gonna be biased. He cost himself money.
Also, that I can't remember his name. Troy
Franklin.
Franklin.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the guys I was gonna pick too.
He didn't have his drills were not good. He lost money. Yeah.
It's somebody kept messing up in the drills, and I couldn't think of their name. I feel like they lost money too. On day one, you remember who it was? Like they had to keep telling him what to do in the drills.
Day one was the lineman, right?
It was defensive lineman. Yeah. I can't think of who it was. Somebody they just kept messing up in the drill. I'm like, oh yeah, anybody finna draft you, cuz.
Hey, coach, you sure you're not talking about that big albino offensive lineman? Because yesterday he just couldn't get it right.
Because yesterday I watched it on the back end. Because I let everything go through and I kind of watched it on the back end so I could speed through it and not watch the commercials. I was watching this live when they kept telling him what to do. So this was defensive lineman and whoever it was the first day, D lineman and whatever. I can't think of who it was, but I know he had lost a bunch of weight. The defense of the lineman from Washington, the edge guy.
Oh, Braylon Trice.
Braylon Trice. That's who it was. Trice lost money.
He lost money. Trice. Yeah. He came in because he was big all season. He was playing at like 275, and then he came in like a crackhead. He was like 240 or something like that, and he still ran slow.
Yeah.
Really? How do you lose like 25 pounds and you still run slow? Like you just be big then.
And was messing the drills up.
And then also, I see people in the comments talking about like, Keon Coleman, he got football speed. Yeah, that's true. Nobody's saying that he's not a bad player. We're talking about costing them money.
Yes.
In the first round, you really don't see wide receivers get taken who run a 4.6.
Right.
That's what we're talking about in terms of because I still like Keon Coleman.
Me too. Definitely.
But do I think he's going to get drafted in the first round? I'm not sure if there's ever been a wide receiver taken that ran a 4.6 in the first.
Yeah.
I'm sure there has there has to have been, right? But I mean, I don't know. But the other part of it too is just with so many of the wide receivers performing so well, some of those guys are going to drop regardless.
Yeah,
and if you go out there and you run a 4.6 and dude running a 4.21, they're like maybe second round for you.
Right. Look at the guy that I love. He ain't running the fastest, and I feel like he was the best receiver. He went in the second round. Pickens.
Yeah.
When you have guys that run, I mean, there's a couple that run like a 4.3, right? When they run that fast,
quite a few.
It makes the evaluators go back and reevaluate the tape. Like, oh well, let me see it. Maybe I got the grade right.
In the 50s, dog. That was in the 50s.
Yeah.
We all ran 4.7 back then. These dudes didn't.
Boulder didn't go in the
first. Boulder didn't go in the first.
Oh no. So I mean, this is Larry Fitzgerald ran a 4.63, but Larry Fitzgerald was Larry Fitzgerald. So
there
are some anomalies, and
of course
there are some anomalies. So
it only take one team to believe in you, but that 4.6 hurts. But you still have your pro day. You still have your pro day at your school if you decide to participate.
Florida State does with them pro days.
Yeah. We may argue on everything in America, but I'm gonna forever bring up Pickens. Forever. Ojabo gonna have to come in and be Reggie White for me to not bring up Pickens.
Right.
Gonna have to.
Look, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. All right, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. So I expect the comments will be, on coaches, on the stream or the rewatch. It's gonna be a lot of hateration when I say this, okay? But like Chris said, we're talking about losing money as far as this weekend, okay? Now there's pro days and stuff like that where they can, get everybody excited again, and that's probably what's gonna happen. But to B's point, because the wide receiver group appears to be pretty deep, and they had a lot of people who performed well. Now, mind you, when I say this, right, this means a slight bit of, like, when I say lost a couple of dollars, I'm meaning like $500. All right, not not 500 million, $500. But I think the two big name wide receivers that didn't perform, Neighbors and Harrison Jr. I think slightly that much they lost that much money because I think teams soured on them because they took a little bit of a different stance, especially Marvin Harrison Jr. he took a little bit of a different stance than we usually see players do. Not wanting to participate. Now, I agree with what he listen. Dude said, "Why I'm gonna talk to every team? Every team ain't got a chance to get me, right? So
Caleb said
those of you that got a solid chance, all right, I'm gonna talk to you. Then you can look at my medicals. We could do all of that. All of y'all, everybody else, listen, bro, I ain't doing that. So I get it, but I just think that that soured a couple teams just for the weekend. Okay,
yeah, I don't think maybe neighbors, but I don't think Marvin. Because
Coach,
I agree with
I disagree. I don't think Marvin gonna lose nothing.
And I said $500
he's going, because like right at this point we kind of assumed he would be going like at worst 4 to the Cardinals, right? And now there's reports out there that I think it was Diana Rossini. I think she talked to a GM who thinks it's going to be quarterbacks 1 through 4, and the highest for Marvin will be 5th.
I was thinking like 7, 8.
Oh well, see, you already gave him a pick out there,
right? But and then there's another report that said Neighbors is going to go ahead of Marvin Harrison.
That ain't true. People throw stuff out there, man. That ain't true. Because you know why? Because you can be wrong on Neighbors. You can say, hey, I took Marvin Harrison and Neighbors turned out to be better. It is what it is, possible. Right? You can't do it the other way around. You can't keep your job that way. If you just said I'm gonna pick Neighbors over Marvin Harrison, and it turns out Marvin Harrison's everything that we imagine he would be, you lose your job over that.
Malik might have a hot take right there. He might go in front of Neighbors.
No, sir.
Thomas?
No, sir. No, sir.
At 6'4", ran a 4.3.
I understand that, Coach, but no, sir.
All right.
He may be around when the Ravens.
All right.
Maybe.
I mean, like I said, I'm just saying they may have lost $500 to $1,000.
Did you saying just a little bit, right?
Just a little bit. Nothing crazy.
Basically, Mike, they went from pick 5 to 6. That's
facts.
It. Or from 7 to 8.
Now, when them young boys get out there at the pro day, everybody gonna be hyped again, and it's gonna be, these cats could go in the top, 3 or whatever. It'll be that talk again. But I'm just saying, I feel like some teams weren't, and I know I see the chat saying it was Caleb that said the statement. Yeah, he made the statement, but those guys kind of, they still walk that same walk. You know what I mean? They and I listen. I'm all for the players, taking that stance. I think these guys are more so trying to, control their own destiny, so to speak, as much as they can. And what happens when that goes down. Like, the powers that be don't like that type of shit. And they kind of sour on you for the moment. But once the pro days get down, they'll be at the top again.
My thing is, for guys like that, like don't risk it. Let the combine be for guys that got something to prove.
I agree with you.
The guy like Caleb, Marvin, don't go to combine. Let the guys that need to show something go. I'm cool with you not, because what happened to Ojabo could happen to you.
Facts.
Yeah. And we talked about that last week. I mean, one of the names I brought up was Baby Tua, Talia. He didn't get invited for some reason, but you have players that's not going to perform. Yeah, get these cats a spot that can use it.
He could have had Drake May spot. I mean, right? I mean, all them receivers and tight ends and running backs. Why did we have NFL guys out there throwing to running backs? That could have been some of them college guys. You had real people that was in the league throwing that whatever that day was before that Friday. You had real NFL quarterbacks out there throwing. You had he used to be the backup for us.
Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley and somebody else out there throwing.
No, Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond.
Oh, Kellen Mond.
Why they couldn't have been the college guys? Why they couldn't have been like who you just said, Talia?
They used to do that too.
Those aren't real NFL quarterbacks. Those are guys who are trying to get jobs in the NFL.
They try to get on tape again too.
Yeah. No, I agree. You had your shot.
They used to do that too. They used to have those lower tier quarterbacks doing those drills before. I don't know why they stopped that.
Did we hit everybody on the one person that lost money? Did we hit you, Rodney?
Yes.
Hendo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I ain't want to leave nobody out. All right, so question number 3. What's more important in free agency? Offensive line or wide receiver? And you can kind of say why. What's more important in free agency? Offensive line or wide receiver?
You mean for this team or in general?
Tackle.
For this team.
Yeah, defensive tackle, because that's what you're wasting your money on.
This is not multiple choice. Well, this is multiple choice, and it ain't no C.
It's on A and B.
It's only
It's O-line. It's easy. It's O-line.
Let me rephrase. O-line, because you're wasting your money on D tackle.
Yeah, it's got to be O-line.
We finna put him out. Come on, hit the button and get the principal down here.
Don't put him out.
I think we need to get two. I think we need 2 guys in free agency.
It got to be O-line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go O-line too.
And that's just because what we always say. Well, one of the things that we all kind of agree on, and we've been saying since we started this thing, is you gotta protect the Ferrari, right? So the only way to do that is to put that half circle around them or in front of them and keep them clean, and that it trumps it all. We gotta go O-line. I would love to get a shiny new wide receiver. Obviously Mike Evans is off the board, but I would love to do that. But we got to protect that Ferrari first and foremost.
Yeah, but once again, the offense has to go begging because you had to pay a premium for a defensive player. So, when you say, "Hey, you got to protect the Ferrari," the Baltimore Ravens look at you. They're like, "Do we though?"
O-line and wide receiver. Next up,
yeah,
O-line. So everybody in consists O-line, right?
O-line,
got
because
a follow-up question.
Jose,
you O-line too?
Yes, O-line. Yep.
Endo, you O-line?
I was gonna go wide receiver.
Go wide receiver then.
But I gotta go O-line because I've seen what Lamar can do without wide receivers and an actual good O-line. So I think O-line is more important.
My question is, who?
On what?
Owenu.
On O-line?
Yes.
I want that. Yeah. Is that his name? Owenu, the guard from
Michael?
Yes. From New England.
Patriots.
But he said free agency, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about free agency.
He's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent.
He's going to Carolina.
He's coming from New England. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Owenu, and then there's the free agent that came from it's coming from the Rams.
Kevin
I can't remember
Dotson.
Dotson, yes.
Oh yeah, Dotson like 6. The projected to give it like 16.
And then there's
Yeah,
another
I
guy
like
from
Dotson.
Miami, Hunt, I think.
Robert Hunt.
Yeah.
Robert Hunt from the Dolphins. So the thing is, and now we can bring up B's point. If to get those guys, somebody can't be franchise tagged tomorrow.
Okay.
He can't be franchise tagged tomorrow to get those guys.
Right. Oh, we're not going to get them. We're not going to get any of them. I'm just saying that's what we need to do. We need to not tag Matt BK, let him walk, and go after these guys. But we're going to tag Matt BK tomorrow.
Most definitely. All right.
Tyron Smith.
Tyron.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I was correct.
I just want to force nasty. I know. I just want to force nastiness. I know B's gonna say he's been injured and only played 13 games his whole career, but 14. I just like his mean streak. I think we need somebody with
he played 14, B.
13.
He played 13 this year, is what it said.
Yeah, T-Dog.
Every year since 2015.
T-Dog actually, those all guards. Yeah, those all the guys I named were guards, interior linemen.
Yeah.
They all going to Carolina.
So what you gonna? Hey, since they all going to Carolina, what you gonna do with my dog?
That's what they say. They're looking at Owenu, Hunt, and the other dude. I mean, obviously they're not gonna sign all of them. But who you talking about, Bozeman?
No, the rookie.
Oh,
Zavala.
He gonna sit his ass on the bench.
Mr. Zero.
Me, what he gonna do? He got a 0 in a game, coach. He can't go out there no more.
I know.
I
was just being funny.
Hey, it's only one way to go after that.
Out.
Yeah, he broke his neck.
All right. Question 4. Take the top 3 wide receivers out. And when I say top 3 wide receivers, I'm thinking Neighbors. I'm thinking
Marvin Harrison.
Odunze and Marvin Harrison. Which wide receiver fits the Ravens best?
Mitchell.
Okay.
from Texas. I would take Brian Thomas.
I'm gonna go Worthy.
Worthy, okay.
Yeah, give me Worthy. I never seen a second of tape from him, but I'm gonna go Al Davis right now. Give me that guy.
Okay.
I mean,
I like Coleman.
Receiver.
You like
That's
who?
Right, that's right, Mike.
I like Coleman.
That's right, Mike.
I like Coleman.
Now, me personally, I don't think Worthy fits because we got Zay. I think they're the same person. To me, I think.
What's wrong with two of them?
When you get in the red zone, they can get their little ass body slammed.
That's what we have Tyler Wallace for.
No, I think that creates mismatches across the board. You know, you got a guy who can run a 4-2-1, but that's not all he does too. Like he has yak, kind of similar to Zay.
I'm just talking about from the 10 in. I know that from 10 to 10, probably can't touch him. Some guys.
Is he a little guy?
I mean, he
look tall.
He's 6'1". He's like 6'1".
I mean, that's not going to stop me from drafting him. You know, the red zone. I mean, you got Mark Andrews, you got Isaiah Likely, you got the run game. What I want to look at is guys who are going to put fear in the defense.
Yes,
you know,
and for me, this is my 2 cents. For me, that's Mitchell, that's Brian, that's Keon. For me.
Oh, Coach, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about you worried about red zone target. You didn't hear the news. We're getting slant boy. Mike Thomas.
I've ignored every video that came out about that.
Why would you ignore it? You know it's true.
Ignored it. Every video that came out about that.
We know
it's true, Coach.
It do sound about right.
What about Lad? What about Lad?
I like Lad. I didn't like Lad. You know who else I like? Persol.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who that is, Coach.
That's a Florida.
That one hand catch that one time.
Florida.
That crazy one-handed catch.
That one hand catch that one time.
Well, I mean, you're a Florida receiver. He ain't gonna do it again.
B finally came over. Thank you, B.
Once had 4 touchdowns in a high school football game.
It don't make a difference.
I like Lad, man. He remind me of Easy Ed McCaffrey, man.
The other McCaffrey didn't look bad either.
Luke.
I don't think he's gonna be nowhere close to Christian, but he didn't look bad either.
He is not.
He didn't look bad either.
He getting picked off that pedigree.
Oh, most definitely.
Maybe the Carolina.
Y'all had the next Christian McCaffrey already, though. Didn't you? What happened to him?
Who?
I forget what his name was. He was from the Citadel or something, right? Riley Webb.
Yes.
Oh, Riley Webb.
Yeah, next Christian McCaffrey. Where he at?
I think he's on the Giants now.
That's a shame.
Wow. Hey, Lad looked so good in that the gauntlet. Lad looked good in the gauntlet. Keon Coleman looked good in the gauntlet. I'm tell you who looked terrible in the gauntlet. That boy from Oregon.
Troy Franklin.
Troy Franklin. Like he was running from the ball, boy. Boy was doing figure 8 in the gauntlet. So it's a ton of offensive line,
smarter, not harder.
Where do you guys, Chris and Coach, where do you have Lad going? Projected.
Wow, he's gonna cut the rest of us out. He's going 30.
I mean, they are insiders. You know, they watch this shit.
I'm gonna say top of the second. That's what I'm gonna say.
Mid to late second.
We all said 33.
I got somebody reaching on him, yo.
I saw he was going to the Chiefs.
I got somebody reaching, yo. I got somebody in the first round reaching on him.
For Lad?
Yep. Yeah. Why not take him at 32?
It depends how many go before him. Yeah. You know, like if they're still, let's say for whatever reason, AD Mitchell and Brian Thomas, let's just say that they slide down, like, or they get drafted earlier, like within the top 20. Let's say, like, yeah, I can see Lad going up there. I mean, the people that will get drafted before him, I don't think they're that much better, like over the top than he is.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, because this is the thing that sets him apart is like he's got the physical traits, like as far as speed, route running ability, but he's smart too. Like he understands the field. He understands And that, that's typical white boy shit that they always say about people. But
cerebral.
But it's true with him. Like,
Hey,
but he's fast too.
That's smooth.
He brings his lunch pail to work.
That sucker is smooth with his stuff, boy.
Yeah.
Spark plug.
And that's the thing. Like, but he has the athletic ability too, and that's the part where people sleep on him. And he mixes up his routes. Like, you think like, oh, this slow ass white boy, and then he just hits the gear after that second little and then he's gone. So I think he's some. I think the testing really opened up people's eyes. But if you watch Georgia, you already knew he was athletic.
So when you watch Georgia, the first couple plays, the cornerback is like, F him, he ain't gonna do nothing. Then after that first series, them corners ain't in the same spot. They were sitting at 5 trying to play catch man that first drive, and after that first drive, they was at 7 or 8 and backpedaling when the ball snapped.
Is he a poor man, Charlie Jones?
No,
he better than Charlie.
Charlie Jones can't hold his job.
He's a Brandon Stokely Sr.
No. Now, what I say is, compared to Charlie, Jose, Charlie's just hands are better than his, but everything else, he way better than Charlie.
Yeah. He reminds me of Tyler Lockett.
I still can't get over the fact that Charlie Jones ain't black.
I can't. Hey, but I never forget that day we was watching that. Jose was watching, man. This dude was catching
everything
against Penn State.
Yeah, against the Steelers corner, Porter Jr.
Yeah,
Porter Jr. and Kevin King
was catching everything. He was, man. Matter of fact, Charlie Jones was going to work on Kalen King.
That shit, everybody was.
Porter Jr. was covering him. He just was catching everything. But Kalen King, Charlie Jones was getting him the business.
Yeah,
getting him the business. All right, we hit everybody on that one. Let's see what we got next. We got 3 submitted questions. Let me get to them real quick. 3 submitted questions. Where's my mouse? There it is. First submitted question. Oh, we already kind of talked about this for a minute. From Jerome Bigby 5948. He says, do any of you all buy the JJ McCarthy hype as far as a top 10 or top 20 pick?
No.
Emphatically from Hendo.
Buying the hype as in he'll go in that range, or he's good enough to go in that range, because he's gonna go very high.
Well, I think he's asking, do we buy? Because what we think and what they think is 2 different things.
Yeah.
But I'll go in the soapbox because I personally think before the combine, there was no way in the atmosphere that he was better than Mike Penix. That everybody was talking about, he's the 3rd or 4th quarterback, and that there was a competition at the combine between him and Mike Penix and somebody else to be the 3rd or the 4th quarterback taken. And so even with that being said, after watching the combine, I thought it was clear that Mike Penix is the 4th quarterback. And they're still saying that he may even be the 3rd quarterback over Jaden Daniels. Mm-hmm. So I personally am not buying it after watching the combine extensively. I can give 2 flying flips about JJ McCarthy.
Preach.
I think he'd be great for the Steelers.
Facts. They better get Russ though.
He's a Steeler type. I can see that. I personally don't. Do I buy into the hype of him being a top 3 quarterback off the board? No. Do I like him as a player? Yes. I'm a Michigan guy. I like Michigan, and he's solid. Like, I think he showed this year. All the stuff that the team went through, I think as a team they showed that. But as the quarterback, you get a little more credit for keeping things together when your coach sitting on the sideline and he at home actually, and so to go through that, I think he's an NFL quarterback? Yes, but top 3, nah. I
want to see him with some adversity. And I'm gonna tell you why he didn't have a lot of adversity. 17 of his teammates was at the combine, so that tells you how good his team was.
Oh yeah,
And are we turning them being cheaters into them having to band together and overcome?
I was gonna bring that up toward the end, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Alleged. That's a
You got the
ledge.
answer to the, you got the answer to the test.
It ain't a ledge. It ain't a ledge. They put
Maybe I didn't see enough.
Got
Well,
the Ray
look.
Bans with the camera on.
Maybe I didn't see enough, man. Nothing that I saw scream NFL quarterback.
No,
to
he's
me.
he's a decent college
I
quarterback.
think he's a decent quarterback. I just don't think he's a top 10 pick now. And because of all the linemen and the receivers, I don't think he's a top 20 pick either. But I do, like Brighton said, I do think he's going to go.
Mhm.
I just
So
go ahead. Chris.
I don't think he's a like the bona fide top 10 pick, but I do like him. The physical traits that he has, the way he's able to maneuver the pocket when it does get a little dirty in there. There's some quarterbacks, you could talk about Drake May, who, it's like he's blind and deaf when it comes to, maneuvering in the pocket. And I think
Super
JJ had a little bit more of that wiggle to him in the pocket as far as keeping the play alive, being able to make a man miss in the pocket and just maneuver and throwing on the run. And, the big thing with him is that coaches are going to love is he's going to take care of the ball and he's going to do what the coach asked him to do. And that's what he did at Michigan. Now, are we having a different discussion if JJ McCarthy is at Oregon? Maybe.
Right.
But at Michigan, they're not going to put the ball in his hands to say, all right, win us the game, because they don't have to. Or you just hand the ball off and that's it. So I think it's definitely a projection, because you can't say, oh, look at all these throws he has against top-notch defenses, because they never got in those situations where he had to win them the game.
Right.
But from a physical trait standpoint, I do like his physical traits, but I can't go and say, because when you say top 10 pick, it's like, yes, because I've seen that before. I've seen him go into Alabama and dice up that defense. We haven't seen that with him.
Right.
So it's hard for me to say that a top 10 pick for him.
What I hated this weekend was people trying to use Mike Penix's deep balls against him. Like the fact that he took so many shots, they tried to use it against him. The fact that he had the balls to throw those passes should be a plus, because a lot of people they'll see coverage and be like, nah, I can't make that check down, which in some cases you want it, but he had arguably the best receiver. Okay, if I got one of the best receivers in college football and he got a one-on-one, yeah, I'm gonna throw my man the ball.
He had the best receiving core in the country.
Right. 3 of his guys were there. 3 of his receivers was at the combine. So you don't give me a one-on-one? Yeah,
everything that he does well throwing the ball is the opposite of what Lamar is. Like Lamar, he'll dice up the middle of the defense. Dice them up. Penix, a little iffy there.
Yep.
But that deep ball, that's
beauty.
Penix bread and butter. Like he is going to murder you. Like if he gets with let's just say he slips to the second round or whatever. I don't even know if they have a second round pick. But let's say if he goes to the Dolphins, like that's perfect to me, because that deep ball is going to be money for him.
Speaking of those other guys, because those wide receivers he had was sick. How did they do? The other two,
they did what they needed to do.
Rome blew it up.
Yeah, Rome might go ahead of Neighbors.
He blew the combine up.
Yeah. And McMillan showed that he was better than Polk, even though Polk had better numbers because McMillan was hurt most of the year, but Polk didn't do bad either. Like Chris just said, he had the best receiving core in the nation. He had 3 legit guys. Like all 3 of them receivers may be gone by round 2, by the end of round 2, possibly. And that's wild.
To me, Polk and AD Mitchell got the best hands in the draft for me. And no, go ahead, but you good.
No, I was just gonna ask you, like, because I've heard it, and I don't follow like during the season for college football. I just kind of watch the highlights afterwards. But AD Mitchell, his name is Adonai, right?
Yes.
So why do they call him AD? Like, is that his middle initial or is it
first letters of his name? AD.
Okay.
Everybody can't say Adonai.
Oh, we can all say it.
It's just easy to say AD.
Probably got tired of white people saying Danny.
And then again, his middle name may start with a D. I don't know.
He transferred from Bama, right? To Texas?
From Georgia.
Georgia.
He got 2 national championships with Todd. Todd. So that would be cool for him to, if he came to Baltimore and play with Todd again. All right, second question came from Big Ridge.
No.
He says, which team do you truly believe is only a QB away from being a Super Bowl contender? And what QB should they go after? Ooh, that's a good question, Reg.
That's easy. Falcons.
Good question, Reg.
Falcons.
I was gonna say that's easy. Miami.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna throw the bag at him.
You said Falcons, Chris. Who's the QB they should go after?
Kirk Cousins.
Okay, and B, you said Miami. Who's the QB?
Not anybody, not to it, really. I mean, I don't know. Like, he can't throw the ball as far as Tyreek can run, so it just doesn't work, right?
It doesn't work. Yeah.
I think it's the Steelers, which is why I want them to get McCarthy.
I was gonna say the Steelers and Justin Fields.
Yeah, they get Justin Fields. Look,
I can't say the Steelers. I don't think they can beat us. Beat us.
Beat you all the time.
Well,
have a better record than us and run through the playoffs.
I don't think any of these teams could, they could beat us, but I don't think they're going to beat us. But
I mean, they beat us.
That'll make them a contender.
Right.
I'm trying to think because it ain't gonna be nobody in the AFC because of the damn dudes in the red. Yeah, that's a great.
The Cowboys.
I ain't gonna do that like that, even though I want to.
You should.
I did earlier, and y'all gave me.
I would say Commanders, but they always shoot themselves in the foot.
The easy answer is Philly, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
They have a quarterback. B.
Right.
Hey, you know what? Spoiler alert: all 32 teams have a quarterback. All right, we're talking about a quarterback that'll make you a Super Bowl contender next year.
Good point.
No, not Rams.
I wanted to say the Rams too, but
and this is
the
going to sound bad
Seahawks
because they were just there, but the 49ers.
Seahawks.
Yeah, they have Geno Smith.
Yeah, 49ers. 49ers.
I mean, they already are a Super Bowl contender, though.
They're a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, he said contenders. The Seahawks.
Okay. Screw Geno Smith.
I got one for you.
You said it, not me.
Some people ain't gonna like this.
My Ravens, 92. That's a good one. The Jets.
The Jets.
I'm gonna say Detroit.
They were contenders last year. They were the NFC. Yeah,
they were contenders, but I mean they were contenders, but they were I mean,
yeah, I see where you're going, Mike. I see where you're
going. They were contenders, but it was like until late in the season, like you was kind of waiting for them to falter, right? You just kind of thought that it would happen because you don't believe in Jared Goff. Now they got
a boatload of talent though. I get where you're going, Mike. They got a boatload of talent.
I think if you put, now
I can see that, but Josh Reynolds, if he catches that third down pass, we might have had a different Super Bowl. And Jared Goff put it right on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or if the coach wasn't going for two, like he was doing.
I mean, if you had scored it all in the second half, how about that?
That's
if was a fifth,
maybe if your Wonder Boy offensive coordinator would leave and take a head coaching job, your offensive
Carolina maybe
he's scared. He's scared.
I feel like none of us said the Bears, so maybe we should tell them to go ahead and draft Marvin Harrison because Kale's not the answer apparently.
Reg, who submitted the question, say the Commanders, but
come on, Reg. Let's be real. Let's be real about this.
I think so. Is the Commanders where Caillou at? Because that's probably why he's trying to do.
That's what he's
trying to do. That's what he's trying to do.
One more. But if they're a Super Bowl contender, Caillou ain't gonna be there.
Trade away all their defensive pieces, but yeah, let's go.
From Jerome Bigby, he says, will Mike Penix fall out of the first round?
No.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't think so.
I haven't seen him projected in the first round for weeks.
I think he'll be second round guy, and just because they don't like, I don't know what it is they don't like. He's not in that top echelon for some reason. Like I watched a video on him today, and yesterday, And the guy that does the videos, he kind of follows the pattern of Brent Coleman, and he has some good videos. But he was on Mike Penix hard. He called Mike Penix fool's gold or something like that. And he had one play where he talked about Mike can't go through the reads, and one of the reads was if Mike had thrown the ball, he would have hit the referee right in the face. When I paused him, like, well, if he throws it to this dude, the referee's right there. I cut the video off right then. I think this is a straight hate video.
I think that some people don't like the injury history, right? And
that's legit.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, right? Like, I mean, you can't predict it. They said his medicals came back fine, but the other thing is you can't play the way he played in the biggest game of your career and not lose some people.
Yeah,
that hurts.
He didn't look good at all in that game.
There's another factor that hurts too.
But to tell you what should help him though, he's legit 6'2", 81-inch wingspan, and it just happened to be on my screen. 10.5-inch hands.
That was bigger than
that thing the way he is.
Yeah, that was bigger than what Joe Burrow and all of them, right?
His hand size is top 10 of all time.
It was the same as Anthony Richardson.
By Anthony Richardson. Yeah. Anthony Richardson is 6'4".
Yeah.
And he spins that thing and 33 and 5/8 arm length. So he got the measurables to do it. One thing I do love about what's going on now is, in the past, you had to be 6'4", 6'5" for even to be considered that. A lot of these quarterbacks now are right around 6'1", 6'2", and they ain't even saying much about it anymore now.
Well, it's because the 6'4" guys can't run,
right?
Usually, and you don't want a quarterback who can't run.
I'm gonna say they can't move because you don't have to run now. You just got to get to move.
Yeah,
you got to get out of trouble. Because Pat can't run, but he can move.
Pat can run a bit. A little bit.
Did you see them simulcasts of them O linemen and D linemen?
They just kept using them.
I see Pat running in the game. So
hey, B Cam,
he scurries.
Not Pat. Penix and Bo Nix the same age.
Bo Nix like 32.
Bo Nix played in the bowl game versus what's the Chargers quarterback?
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert and
Phillip Rivers.
And they played the bowl game versus each other.
Bo Nix replaced Cam, didn't he?
Yeah,
it feels like it.
It feels like it.
It feels like it.
That was pretty good, Mike. That's pretty good. We got one more. And so now we're gonna kind of filter off to where we get away from football. But this question is what's the best advice someone's ever gave you and who gave it to you?
Okay, I guess I'll start.
No,
I'm gonna say, So what?
I said, all right.
I'm gonna say from Jose, and I guess maybe not necessarily advice, but start a podcast. And we've been doing it for a few years, and we met a ton of great people. We have a great community that's built up around it, and it's been fantastic. And that's just not something. If he hadn't said let's start a podcast today, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. At the initiative.
Yeah.
I think one of the best advice I've ever gotten was from my grandmother. And she told me no matter what goes on in the world around you, be the best person and the best version of you that you can be.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. That hits home right there.
Mm-hmm.
What we got next? Jose?
My sister once told me, you save your energy. Don't never stress over a job. You stress over friends, you stress over loved ones, never over a job. Jobs don't really matter. They come and go.
Facts.
Chris?
If someone who's in your life starts to feel like work, let it go.
You got a who on that one?
Give him 2 weeks. Give him 2 weeks notice.
I heard a comedian say it. He was like, friends should be easy. Family should be easy. Your partner should be easy. It shouldn't have to be work and stress. I've been living like that ever since.
Mike.
Mm-hmm. A former coworker of mine told me, she would always ask me, like, when you gonna have kids, man? When you gonna start a family? I was like, man, I ain't ready for that. And she said this to me probably easily a good 15 years ago. And I still remember this to this day. And she said, you'll always be able to say you ain't ready for something like that. Like, that's not something that you will ever be ready for. So either you will do it or you aren't. But the excuse of not being ready for that don't work with me, because you're never going to be ready for that. It's just something that, there's no manual for it. There's nothing, there's no A to Z bullet point presentation for that. You just got to do it, and that's something that stuck with me for a long time.
I'm not laughing at you, Chris. I mean, I'm
I
not
see.
laughing
Jared.
I see.
at this dude, man. Mine came from my granddad. He said, only help those who trying to help themselves. If you trying to help somebody and you doing most of the work, it too much going on. You only help those who trying to help themselves. And I saw him like put that in place in the family, like me and siblings and nieces and nephews. Like, if they wasn't doing nothing for themselves in their life, he wasn't trying to help them. Like me, I always was trying to do something positive. He didn't hesitate to try to help me, whether it was getting cleats for me or trying to help me with school or whatnot. Like, as long as I was doing something positive, he was always trying to help me. And them jokers that was running them streets, he ain't do nothing for them. So, all people that's trying to do, help the ones that trying to help themselves. So that was just the positive message that he sent with me, and that kind of stuck with me. And always, that's what I'm about, man. If I see you trying to do something positive and trying to help yourself, if I can do it, I'm gonna help you that way. Like D. Weezy said, I always kind of play it forward, almost. All right. So, before we do our outros, man, smash that like button. We got over 100 people over here. We only got 48 likes. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. T Scissor just dropped a good one too. Where there it is. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. So put this up here. Big announcement right there. But before we go, Chris, let the people know what you got coming up.
You catch me on Twitter at Chris Just Joking. You catch me with Coach tomorrow. We're gonna be talking some more fat people. And then on Wednesday, I think we're gonna be recording a deep cover combine recap.
Yay!
Keyword, think. So if we do that, it'll be out Thursday morning.
All right. Hendo.
You can find me at The Road Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all these places. I do a Sunday show, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my man Brodney, and sometimes any other guest that wants to show up. Also on Tuesday nights, I do a show with my man Dre called Electric Relaxation with Mrs. Galloway. We do things all hip-hop, all old school, but we're starting to transition to a little more recent stuff from some advice from some good friends. Also on Tuesday nights at 9:45 p.m., me, Brodney, Suge Knight on Suge Knight 323, we do a Steel Claw, where we talk all things Steelers and Panthers.
I've been waiting on that the whole hour.
And also, one more piece of advice that I've gotten from Anonymous. They just texted it to me from Anonymous. They said, always make sure fire Harbaugh.
Now, what show that is you doing Tuesday?
Which one?
Electric Relaxation.
Yeah.
Electric Relaxation. Oh no, there's no show tomorrow though. There's no show tomorrow.
All right. Who we have? Mike?
Still Conspiracy if you actually want to find the show.
Still.
I like that name, Steel Claw. Malik B. I will be in the lab soon, bro. I promise you. Hey, I've been back 3 weeks in a row, so that gotta be that has to mean something. It has to mean that I'm
baby
back.
steps, Malik, man. Baby steps.
Yeah, that has to be. But yes, I am
Stay
the
on
host
them,
of
Malik.
Open Mic with OTR Mike, man. If you have not subscribed over there already, do so. I promise you I will be back in the live. Me and Jose had a conversation. That was Saturday. Yeah. So, we already got some things in the works and moving forward. So we will be back to putting that content out there, man. And again, like it seems like every show that I do is starting off telling you where the hell I've been at. So I will be doing another episode kind of talking like that, but it won't be the last, I promise. And I'll get it cracking. So if you have not subscribed over there, go ahead and do that. And check out what I got over there already before the new stuff comes out, but it'll be something there soon. Also, I'm 1/3 of Ring Kings podcast. It's just the best boxing podcast on YouTube. Man, I don't know if y'all paying attention, but there's a young guy by the name of Ryan Garcia who seems to be losing his mind right now. So I'm sure we will touch that booger sugar got him. That's what it's looking like. Okay. But we'll be touching on that, I'm sure, and a ton of other things that's going on in the boxing world. Got some big fights coming up soon, so we'll get that cracking soon again.
Jose and B.
All right. First off, I want to say rest in peace to Janice Burgess. Does that name sound familiar to anybody?
Yeah.
Especially the parents in here. She was the creator of the Backyardigans.
Oh,
yes.
Your best friends, the Backyardigans.
My kids used to love. I mean, no show kept my kids quieter than the Backyardigans. All right, black woman created Backyardigans, and before I even, what made me have to look her up was the name of the characters: Uniqua, Tasha, Tyrone. I was like, let me do some research into Janice Burgess here.
And then Austin, who they left home half the time.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, sadly she passed away. So rest in peace to her. But yes, me and Brodney are the Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We follow that up with the Overtime Show, which you can find on our Patreon at patreon.com/LBHT show. We just did a whole court of public opinion for the patrons only on Cam Newton versus the TSP boys, the TSP gang, if you will. All right. That was a lot of fun. But yes, the Overtime shows is just anything you guys want to talk about. We have fun with it. All right. And like Mikey said, Ring Kings podcast, we're ramping up to put out some more content here shortly. There's a lot going on. Ryan Garcia always provides us with some content. All right, so we'll be discussing that as well. But you can find both channels everywhere on social media at Ring Kings Pod and at LBHT Show.
So is Ryan Garcia the leaker?
Leaker of what? The tape? The tank tape?
The tank and
yeah.
Oh yeah, he tweeted it from his account. It
wasn't anonymous. Yeah.
Because Devin be doing a lot of talking. Him and his dad be calling out Tank all the time. So
Devin does the same thing.
He leaked it, but Floyd gave him the underhand in the paper bag handoff.
They got what they deserve.
Might be what you need right here.
Devin did the same thing with Hector Garcia. Right before Tank fought him, he dropped his sparring a tiny clip of him sparring Hector Garcia, talking about he whooped up on him. He's nobody. Well, man, look, when you start living like that, man, it's gonna come back on you.
Just two nerds arguing with each other.
Yes,
pretty much.
Yeah, very accurate, Chris.
All right, so you know me, you here already. If you have not hit that like button, please do so. You see that scrolling across the bottom of the screen. We will be back in what's that? 3 weeks? 2 weeks? On the 20.
What is the day? 3 weeks.
We'll be back in 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Back in 3 weeks.
Day before my birthday.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
So you putting your PTO in, or you'll be right.
I mean, that's a Monday, so I should be good.
Oh, okay. Because
the day before Chris' birthday and 2 days before mine. All right. So hit them cash apps up so we can get it. You know what I'm saying?
We might have to have the cash app as the scrolling thing.
I have some party hats over here.
Yeah. Any women send some titty pictures.
And another crazy thing is 2 of my son's birthday is the 25th.
Oh, snap. Both of them?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know,
Jake's birthday is the 11th.
Somebody like to get it in on a certain day.
Boy, you are wow. So any parting shots for what's this? 3.
Oh hell no! 24? I don't watch Law and Order. You thinking about Ferris?
What are you talking about?
What?
I watch Law and Order.
I like Law and Order. I haven't watched the new ones, but
Doom.
The
Is that Law and Order?
SVU, yeah. SVU is all right.
Yeah, I don't watch that.
No shit.
I will say this. I will say what got me in the chokehold right now, and I don't watch a lot of TV right now. But Warrior got me in the chokehold right now.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. He got me in the chokehold. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get off here with y'all. We ain't gonna do much talking after the show. I gotta go catch the episode before I go to bed. He got me in a chokehold. But that's all I got, man.
What's that head though? That's that August. That August loving.
Huh?
For March, that got to be that August loving.
Pulled out his calendar.
Still on that. Hendo. They didn't put the clock on you. They didn't pull out their calendars. It would take 9 months on you.
But it's all good because because listen,
any PTO request come August denied.
First of all, each and every last one of them now are 18 or over. It's done. It's a wrap.
Yeah, all mine out too.
Me too. That I know of.
No, them podcasters you got at the house.
Oh man,
that's right. Yeah.
You got them fresh podcasters. Hey, but anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. It's fun to have you guys sitting and talk with us, and we'll be back on the 25th for a new show. So by the time that rolls around, we'll have plenty to talk about. You guys I'm sure you'll miss us because we'll miss you guys, and make sure you tune in to everybody's show while we're out. I'll have some stuff pop up this week again. Tomorrow, me and Chris will be on at 6 to talk about 10 more fat guys. And that's not body shaming. They fat, they big. And matter of fact, and I think this episode will be better than the first one because the first one you kind of know about all those guys. This will be a kind of like second round, later round guys that you don't know about, and you'll be intrigued to kind of see what we got to say about these other guys. Maybe like if we go first round, go receiver or something like that, these will be some of the guys that we may have potential to get in the second round or third round later, something like that. So if you're a Panthers fan, Rodney, you might want to tune in and hear about somebody because y'all don't have a first round pick, correct?
You got a second round pick this year?
Every week.
Hey man, bring your asses back in 3 weeks too. Don't get missed like I did.